Welcome to a new stream. Today we will be applying some paint to the bridge and maybe the guardhouse. I'll just see how much time I have or how long it takes. I've just started making like my own hodgepodge. There is some black paint there, and I will add some spackle and some sand to the mix. Just put in some light spackles. I will add a little bit of sand to the mix. Oh, that was quite a lot of sand. Hopefully it should be fine. Just add a little bit of water. To get it a bit more fluid so it's easier to apply. I think I will add some more spackle. This should give the whatever I put it on some nice texture, and it will also protect the foam and protect the board. So I will just slap this on and see how it's if it's a good mix. Or I will just go back and remix it. And I forgot one of my brushes. It was full of glue, so it's 100%. It's you can't even bend it. It's messed up. So I will just need to get my second brush. Which is also kind of stiff because I use a lot of glue with these brushes, but it should be fine. So let's just grab some of this mix, just start. So I think it's fine. It kind of goes into the cracks. I might go over it with like a more watered out version later on. It does look like it's adding quite a bit of extra texture here. So this will prepare the XPS for spray painting it later on, because the spray paint, like the aerosol can paints, I'm not sure what it is, but it is just some of the chemicals. It just melts the XPS, or it doesn't, and sometimes it doesn't take, it just doesn't seep into it, like it's yeah. You don't have to be neat at all when you're doing this. It's just slapping paint all over the place, but just trying to get it into the cracks as well. The mix is kind of thick, so I think I will just go over it with like almost like a wash later on. I don't think I need all the spackle and stuff. I will just have PVA and paint, black paint, and some water to make it get into the cracks, so everything stays nice and firm and sticks together. Makes it stronger. It's so nice having the pink disappear. I've been kind of sick of just watching the pink XPS. So even if it's black, it just makes it look more like the end result. I think I'll add a little bit more sand. Want some more texture to it. I just bought I don't know, 15 kilos or something of sand. It's meant to be just put into playgrounds and stuff. But I think it's really nice just to you can just go out and get it, but having it like in a bag, it's so much easier, and it's very, very cheap. You hardly pay anything for sand. Not that you should pay a lot for sand, but I think you just pay for the convenience, which to me it's absolutely worth it. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them in the chat. I'm always happy to help if you have questions about building, or if you have maybe some input or suggestions how to do this better. I am equally happy to hear that, because I am not a pro at all, not by any stretch. I do think I can make some pretty decent stuff, but I am still a rookie. So, and I know there are a lot of great techniques and tips and tricks. So I'm very happy to hear what people have to say. Just look at it, it's actually starting to look like, well, not pink, is what I'm trying to say. And I think it's hard to tell from the cam, but there is some nice texture from the sand and the spackle. And when it dries, because I have PVA glue and the spackle and the sand, it kind of just creates like this extra added layer and bond that really solidifies the piece. So even though it's just kind of flimsy XPS foam, when you get all this extra kind of stuff on it, I think I will add some, speaking of which, I will just add some more PVA glue. Oh, just look at that, glorious PVA. Or wood glue, trälim, polymer holzleim. I think that is English, Swedish, Norwegian, Finnish and German, I believe. I just added some more PVA to the mix, and I will also add a little dash of water from my Idun tomato ketchup bottle. Every Norwegian kid that grew up in the 80s or 90s will have used one of those as like a water squirt gun. It is so effective. You get really great pressure from the tomato Idun ketchup tomato squirt box. It didn't matter if people had the newest super soaker or whatever. You would smash them with a Idun ketchup bottle. it was a real MVP. I'm trying to get it in between the cracks as I go, but I will need to go over it with a thinner solution. But I don't want to use the thin solution for like the main parts of the bridge. I want them to be rougher with the sand and the PVA glue and the spackle. This bridge is inspired by a bridge that I find in Warhammer Online, or Return to Reckoning as it's called now. It's a game that I played a lot back in 2008 or 2009. I don't remember exactly when I played it, but around that time. And the scenery and the buildings always kind of fascinated me. So when I started making buildings for Mordheim, I went there to get inspiration. And I found this bridge, and I used it as a base. It's not exactly the same, but it has like the main structure and like the two towers with the parapets, and the three arches with the grating and stuff, which is all from the game. So I'm trying to make it look similar, but I don't want to make like an exact copy. I don't think I would be able to do that anyway, and also I kind of want it to be a little bit of my own, you know. And this is not for, well, you can of course use it for Warhammer, but it is intended to be used for a Mordheim table, which I will make soon. I have already started it, I guess. You have part 1 and 2 here already, and this one is going to be for the third part of the Mordheim board, which I'm aiming to get complete by September this year. There's a lot still to do, so I just have to keep motivation up, which at the moment isn't hard, because I just love doing this. I love making terrain. I like just streaming while I'm doing it. It's nice to just be able to chat and get some interaction while I do the hobby stuff. Let's see, I think on the bridge, I think I will just sprinkle some sand on top before it dries, because I want to have some like extra textures and like just some dirt and sand in general on the bridge. I think that would be natural or like realistic. Oh yeah, move it a little bit. There are probably going to be a lot of areas that don't look all that good, because I've just cut some XPS bricks and been bricking, and every now and then you get like an ugly brick, or you get some glue spillage, like either from the PVA glue or especially the hot glue gun can make some really ugly things that I have tried to cut them off as I've gone along, but there's always something that sneaks by, so I will have to do some tidying up. But there are so many layers left to do. Like I will have to do I'll do the painting, and which I will hide some of them, and I also like to add like vegetation, dead plants, so I'll be adding like leaves and some probably some like vines, like dead vines, which I really like. Kind of like the nature is claiming back the city, which I got a lot of inspiration from playing Last of Us, the video game, and you walk around like this big metropolis that is slowly being reclaimed by nature, and you have like grass and vines growing over and into like the structures that man built, which is an aesthetic that I really appreciate, and it kind of makes sense in the Mordheim setting with the apocalypse kind of thing going. As you can probably see, there's still some pink spots left, but that is because I'm using a thick mix at the moment with quite a lot of spackle and sand in it. I will just make a thinner mix a little bit later on and make sure everything is covered. I think I will actually just dip it in some water because it is getting kind of almost too thick, because it's hardening, and with the spackle at least the brush is not so much a brush anymore. It's kind of like I can't really paint with it. I can just push the Mod Podge or whatever it's called. I'm just pushing it around. But this is to me it's very relaxing, just preparing for the next step, which is actually, I have to prime it and then I will finally paint it, which is also very fun and relaxing in my eyes. Really enjoy that. I'm trying not to get as much. There is some wood beams, and I'm trying not to get too much of the mix on those, because I want them to still have the wood texture. It's not important if you get some spillage on it, because it's kind of supposed to be looking a bit rough and worn down. But yeah, as you can see, this is rather quick. I haven't been doing it for long, and I'm notoriously slow. I am not very effective when I'm doing hobby stuff. Like but I don't know. I just do it the way I enjoy it. I'm not really doing tutorials or anything, because I don't think I should be giving advice on how to do this stuff, really. Unless people ask like specifically. I can do some basics, of course, but I'm really bad at planning stuff and keeping on track, knowing what to do at any given time. Like now I have run out of the mix, so I'll just add some This is just some black acrylic paint. It's by Liquitex, which is a good brand, in my opinion. But it's not very expensive to buy, like the big tubes. Just add some of the sand. This got this handy box. I bought some like salts to de-ice with, and it's like perfect for hobbying and just having sand in it. And so we have paint, we have sand. It's time to drip some of that PVA. It's just to strengthen the bond, really make it as durable as possible. And the last ingredient, I got I got this big ass tub of wall filler, which is like a lightweight wall filler. It's very cheap materials. You can buy them at pretty much any like hardware store, or like if anywhere they sell paint or stuff for like DIY, they should have this. And I'm just gonna mix it up and then apply some water if necessary. And yeah, this is thick, so I will be needing a little bit of a dash or two of water, I think. Let's see, I'm gonna get out the ketchup bottle again. Okay, yeah, that helps. Should be fine now. Should be ready to apply. Oh, I'm getting all my fingers are absolutely blackened by this goop. It's no worries. Everything is like you can just wash it off with water and some soap. It's none of the materials I use are toxic to my knowledge. They're all like kind of friendly on the skin, and yeah, which is nice. I don't like working with like acetone and like those nasty chemicals. Kind of just irritates the eyes, and the skin on the hands gets all kind of dried up, and yeah, it's not good for you. Should always be careful when working with like chemicals. So easy to get permanent damage if you're not careful. And I do love doing this, but I don't want to get brain damage necessarily because of it. Just gonna squirt in some more water. It was really thick this time around. Like if I actually had like some skills in organizing, I would do different mixes and make a recipe for how I really like it. But that is just not in my nature. When I do hobby, I'm just raring to go. I just want to do as much hobbying as possible when I'm doing it. So yeah, it's probably better if I plan it and stuff, but I'm so bad at it. I just I just want to pick up a brush or start cutting some stuff, making buildings, etc. It would be a real advantage to actually to get a mix done. So maybe I will do that in the future, but I'm not doing it on stream. That is for sure. On this archway, I have some like metal grating, which is kind of in the way, but I want to get some of the mix on it as well. It doesn't matter if it clumps up or anything. It would just look like rust or like some bits of nature, for lack of better words, I have gotten stuck into the bars. And also I want to get it into where I have fastened them, so it's more secure, so that they will stick in place and not move around or fall out when people play on the table. We are almost done with the first Passover. I'll just get the towers as well. I think that it should be fine, even if there's quite a bit of texture. I think it should be fine. It makes it look more dilapidated, like there has been like this huge explosion, like this big catastrophe, and everything has been like blown all over the place. So I think it's quite natural that there is also some sand or like dirt and stuff on the roofs, on the towers here. I'm really looking forward to seeing this piece painted up and all done. That's the beauty of doing hobby stuff, when you just do it for yourself. Yep. I will have to find somewhere to just push it around with a brush like so. There's so much crap all over the place now. And I made this, there's like this almost kind of sign that goes between the towers that I made from some wire. It didn't turn out great, but it turned out okay. I will try to add some details later on that hopefully can make it look a little bit better. Maybe I just have to add like a wooden sign. And in the game there is like a rat that is hanging by a rope there, so maybe I'll see if I can find some Skaven bits, and maybe just put like a Skaven head from a rope or something, just to add some detail to the gaming world. And oh yeah, let's see. Okay, my fingers are dirty indeed. I had forgot to paint this side of the wall, so we'll add some. Like so, and it should just be the roofs and getting into some of the nooks and crannies underneath, and it should be ready to go over with some extra sand, and then the thin mix just to get into the cracks. Sometimes it's just hard to reach with the big brush, but I'm not painting a miniature that needs to be that needs precision, you know. I just kind of mush it around, and it should hit most of the parts that you need to hit. Yeah, not looking too bad, if I say so myself. Okay, so I think I will actually wait before I add extra sand, because it's looking like it does have like a lot of texture already. And I need to just paint the stuff in the archways, under the archways, just to make sure, get it all. I can't have the pink showing, that would be terrible. It's just it's such a fun hobby. You can just you don't need like a big budget or anything. You can just use cheap materials and your imagination, and you can kind of just make anything you want that is within like your limits, but you can at least attempt to make anything you want. Results may vary. Now I'm gonna as you can see, I'm not sure if you can see it, but it is kind of thick. So I will just add some more water to this mix, and go over and get it into all the cracks. You can see it's just a lot more runny, so it should be fine. And I might have to get a smaller brush as well, to get into all the nooks and crannies. It's very satisfying finally seeing this piece getting closer to being finished. I don't see myself like as very impatient, but I do kind of get a little bit impatient when you just want to get it finished, you know. You want to get to the next stage. Even though I enjoy doing this, it's the most rewarding part is of course getting it done, having it all painted up, and yeah. I also get really excited when I have like new ideas and other projects going on in my head, so just have to try to keep focus on what I'm doing at the moment, because new ideas or new projects are always more fun than what you are doing currently. Like you have like almost endless possibility in your head, you know, and sometimes just coming up with the ideas is more fun than making them come to fruition. It is a lot easier, at least. Let's see. Now, my philosophy is that I don't need this to be a masterpiece. I don't need this to be perfect. I go into this with the mantra or however you pronounce that, is just perfection is the enemy of good. So I would rather get something done and not have it be perfect, which is something I kind of struggle with, at least with miniatures painting. Like if I can't make it perfect, then what's the point of even painting, you know? But I do my best to avoid it, because it doesn't help you at all, and that's why I try to stick with perfection is the enemy of good. And it's also a really handy excuse for all the mistakes I make, you know. So that's a win-win, as they say. I'm just trying to find all the spots that I couldn't get to with the thick solution and the big brush. I think I will actually try to use the big brush for this, because the small brush, it is slow as hell. And yeah, sometimes you just have to compromise on results versus efficiency, because I want to get this done. And if you never get stuff done and you can't see like any meaningful progress, it's easy to get demotivated. And I don't want to get demotivated, because I am absolutely loving the hobby stuff at the moment. I think about it a lot, and I'm excited, and I look forward to getting back to the hobby room to do the hobby stuff. And it's a good place to be, in my opinion. It is a great place to be, actually. Let's go see and just do the other side. Hopefully I will have gotten everything with the second passing. I will just risk it anyway. I will just get it to dry, and then I will use an aerosol spray can and just prime it. I'll have to get the small brush out just for some. Get some tiny holes, some small holes that I can get with the big brush. And trying to fill up the cracks with a little bit of PVA glue, a little bit of sand, so that there is a texture kind of all over the place. The XPS foam, it doesn't look too exciting on its own. It's a lot better if you have sand and wall filler on it. just gives it a much more realistic, and it makes it come alive, kind of. I'm gonna just slap on a little bit of the thick stuff. I don't think it will hurt with more texture. It really it picks up the paint when you highlight. If you got some nice and thick textures on it, it will also make like the spaces between the bricks kind of like it will recede back into the gaps, and it will look like it's mortar, I think is the word. I'm just going. It's not that easy always to get into the cracks, so I'll have to whip out the smaller brush once again. I'm just trying to get as much with the big brush. The size and brush really makes a difference. It really does. Can save you so much time, and this goes for painting as well. When you're painting miniatures, people often use really small brushes because they want the details, but you can make just as good details with big brushes because it's the tip or the point of the brush that makes the difference. And I would of course not recommend using expensive brushes for this kind of work. You are absolutely abusing and demolishing your brushes with this, with all the sand and the glue and all the rough work that you do with it. And not that I wasn't worried that people would get their Opus or Kolinsky sable brushes out to do this kind of work. It would be very unnecessary. They are great brushes, but they are made for painting fine detail and fine miniatures, not this slop work that I'm doing. If there is much pink stuff left, I think that will just have to work itself out. I think it's more or less like 99% covered in this goopy crap. So I will apply some to the balsa wood, because I feel the balsa wood reacts better to the primer and the paint later on. If you have kind of sealed, you seal the balsa wood, because it will suck up moisture from the aerosol spray. So it's nice to have it kind of sealed beforehand. So I always first seal it with PVA and paint, and then I spray it with like a big aerosol can, and it just adds extra layers of protection for the table. to go over the roofs again, just to get some. Hopefully this will look good. There's always like this kind of doubt in the back of my head, like, yeah, will all the mistakes be really visible, or is it too much texture going on, or is maybe there's not enough. But luckily, it's when you make terrain, you can kind of get like do-overs. You can fix it later on if it's really glaring. Although there is something to be said for just doing it right the first time, but I don't always know what the right thing is. So trial and error, I believe, is what it's called. Just gonna slap on some. Yeah. There we go. Just some more. The roofs of the towers are just made by like thick paper, so it's thick for paper, but it's still a really thin material. So I think having some extra PVA glue and paint and like the sand and the spackle should strengthen it, and hopefully it won't break easily. It is a bit of a flimsy construction though, but yeah, hopefully it will be adequate and people will be careful when playing on the board. It is, if all goes well, I should have it ready for September, like a big tournament in Norway, where I live. So fingers crossed. And I think that is it for the bridge. Now, as luck would have it, I also have this god house that is accompanying the bridge. It's also in the Warhammer Online game. So I will put use some clay on. Jesus, I have to move this piece out of the way. I will use clay for the walls, but for the roof and for the roof primarily, and the bricks, I will get the black stuff on because I have it ready already. This should be a lot quicker because it's not a big construction. Also, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any comments or suggestions or whatever, I'm very happy to answer. And if you find this kind of stuff interesting, I wouldn't mind a follow. It would make my night. So this thing is mostly made out of XPS bricks, but I also have like a 3D printed window and a 3D printed door. I'll just slap some of this crap on that as well, just to seal everything and just tie it up and make it look more worn, and yeah. I will try not to get as much on the door. I don't want it to look like it's made out of stone, but a little bit of texture doesn't hurt. just added some more water because it's getting really thick. The mix is getting really thick. It's almost hard to get it to get off the brush. It kind of feels like you're just scraping it off on the XPS foam, which is not really what I want. And like this part of the process it's not that exciting to watch, but it's still kind of satisfactory to me, just seeing all the parts going from pink to black, and then to primed to painted, I should say. Now, I think the mix I used was good. It got into all the cracks, but I want to just make sure that I get plenty of texture. You are kind of reliant on giving the bricks some texture, at least in the way I do it. Just trying to jam some into the window, and I will also do that for this window. I will probably paint it as rust later on, but just having some sand, and it just gives it a little bit of griminess and some texture. I'll do that for this window as well. And then I'm just thinning it out a little bit and slapping it on the roofing tiles. Now I do realize now that I forgot to put spear tips on the ornaments on top, but I should be able to do that later. It's no problem. I don't have the spear tips at the studio, so I will have to find some more at home before I do that. Yeah, it's the same as always, the PVA glue and the sand and the wall filler. It just kind of all blends together and makes everything, like the balsa wood, the cardboard, everything. It just makes it so much stronger. Everything is just, yeah, mushed together. I'm not painting like there is some that I got stuck to the wall, but I will add clay to that in a little bit, so I'm not too worried about it at the moment. I'm just trying to cover the roof here, and picking out a little bit of the wood, and the chimney. The chimney really needs some texture. I think it's like a fun little house. It's not a centerpiece at all, but it's a nice companion to the bridge. It kind of tells its story just by being there. Like it's a guardhouse. You can just kind of start making like small stories of, yeah, how it works, I guess. Making it like this crossing, that the bridge is like an important one, or it's leading into the city and needs to be some extra guarding. And it's the first chimney that I have ever added, so I'm kind of stoked about that as well. Doesn't look too shabby, in my opinion. Not that it wasn't a very difficult thing to build, but still, I allow myself some compliments every now and then. Why not? I'm just adding a little bit to the wood as well, so it will take to the primer and paint better in the future. I'm almost out of the mix, but it should be fine. It's not like you absolutely have to. Okay, maybe I will just stop being lazy, but just add some glue and some PVA. I don't need all the sand and the speck or the light filler for this. So there we go. A little bit of squirt of water, just mixing it. And now we are getting close. Okay, this mix is a lot easier to work with because it doesn't have like the filler, and it doesn't have the sand, so it flows a lot easier. I still don't think it looks like much, but just preparing it for painting and stuff. Which I hopefully, if I get time, I will do some work tomorrow. This is just looking like a big mess, but that's fine. It's just a part of the process. I have been stuck, well, not quite stuck, but I've been at this point before, and I've been like really doubting myself, and yeah, because it doesn't look exactly inspiring, but it's just suddenly just a little bit of a few steps later, and everything will look absolutely awesome, in my experience. Yeah. After this, I will just do a quick break, wash my hands, and then I will add the clay to the walls. And after that, both pieces should be, well, I have to wait until tomorrow to prime the clay, but hopefully if the bridge has dried, I will be able to prime that today, so that I can paint it tomorrow. That would be absolutely perfect. I should really learn how to build in, to do sub-assembly, because there are so many places that are almost impossible to reach with a and I see now that I forgot to actually put shingles behind the chimney, which is it's not the end of the world, but it's unnecessary mistake. It's real stupid of me. I don't think people will notice it that much, but so I'm not gonna tear up the entire thing just to alleviate that problem, but it would have been nice not being an idiot every now and then. Should be fine. Just need to I really want the tiles in particular, because they are very prone to falling off if you don't seal them tight with glue and stuff. And with that, I will just do a quick AFK. I will be right Thank you for waiting. I am finally back, and I have somewhat clean hands. I will have to see if it's even possible to apply the clay as it is. I think it should be fine. I will give it a shot. Fingers are already dirty again. Now what we will be doing now is to oh shit, I just noticed something. I will have to fix it. There was pink chimney. We can't have pink chimney. It simply will not do. We will be taking this, it's self-hardening clay, and we will attach it. This will also make my fingers really dirty, by the way. And we will be just smushing it and adding it to the walls. And when it dries, it will give this really nice crackly effect. It's something I learned by watching and reading MS Terrain Lab, which in my opinion is probably one of the best, if not the best, at making Mordheim terrain. He is a maestro at that. Okay, so I think this part of the clay might be it was kind of dry, so I will try some pieces from where it was closed off a little bit more. Flatten it a little bit, and I think we could add some PVA glue to the wall to make it stick. So this is just cheap clay. I think it's actually a really bad clay because it cracks up. It cracks a lot, but it's that is kind of what we want it to do. So for that purpose, it's kind of perfect. But for like normal, if you're making stuff out of it, you don't want it to crack all over the place. But I like my stuff to look ruined, so that is what we're going with. I'm just gonna add just some PVA glue to help hopefully help the clay stick a little bit better to the wall. And I'm trying to get it flat because I don't want it to build too much from the wall, because the beams, the wooden beams, they are not that thick. So I don't want it to the wattle or the clay to stick out more than the beams, because that will not be the right way. Okay. So far it is a little bit better than it was earlier, but I think this one has been open for too long. It is a bit dry. I will just try to even it out if I even have some tools to do that. This is really crumbly clay. I have another one, but I don't want to open it if I don't have to. Let's see if I can find something to smooth it with. I have my sculpting tools at home. I'll just try the tip of the brush with some water and see what happens. If I can just, yeah, that kind of works. Just press it. Yeah, that works actually quite okay. I wanted to get into all the nooks and crannies of the wall. I don't want it to stick out. And I'll just have to remove some at the top and just smooth it. It is clay, so when you get some moisture to it, that really helps. It's been a long time since I worked with this clay, so I kind of forgot how it feels to work with. I like the construction of this wall. It's not the most solid thing. Okay, so now it doesn't look even at all. It kind of looks like it's kind of warped. I don't think that will be a bad thing in this case. I will just leave it like that. It is going to crack up a whole bunch by itself, but if you just grab a hobby knife or something, you can if you just very lightly, you can just make these cracks, and what happens is when it dries, the cracks will really expand, so you can kind of force it to crack where you want it to. Oh no, I forgot to add. I'll just add some glue to all the places I'm going to add clay, just so it can start to kind of cure and get more sticky, which is what I want for this. It's going to be a nightmare getting the clay onto the sides here, so I will just see what I decide to do there. And yeah, it's not looking good at the moment, but these things really do. I think the main build looks okay, but it's pretty much just white and black at the moment, so it's kind of boring. I don't have a lot of room to work with here, so I'm just trying to smush it and flatten it and get it into the corners like so. Yeah, and it's uneven, but that hardly matters. This is from Mordheim. It's like supposed to be like a post-apocalyptic medieval place. So I don't think like some unevenness in the walls will look out of place. It's par for the course, I believe. I will try to smush it a little bit before I apply it here, and yeah, just no, I think that should be fine. I will just try to smush this stuff. It's nice with the clay because it is very pliable. I can just spoke too soon. You can just use your fingers to smooth it. And yeah, it is easy to mold. Just press where you want it to go. here I will need a little bit more. But it reacts to with water, and it also reacts with just heat from your fingers. So it's when you get it warm, a little warm, it is easier to just get it where you want it, or how you want it to behave, I guess. That being said, I am not an expert at using clay at all. I'm really a novice. Novice is maybe being generous. A bit of a noob with it, but I would just try to learn by doing. I also watched some tutorials, as mentioned, but it doesn't really get you prepared to. If you want to know how it feels to work with, you actually have to just work with it and find out. I'm trying to smush it into the corner here, and I don't want it to spill over onto the wood, because it will. If you get too much clay on the wood, it will seep into the wood grain, and it will make it just look a lot more flat instead of looking like wood, you know. And I want it to look like wooden beams, not just like a flat piece of nothing. I'm very articulate, as you might already have guessed. Okay, this might be a little too much. Just try to work with it when I have it in place here. The PVA glue really helps. It just gives it something to kind of get a hold of. Then you can just. I hope I don't mess up the woodwork too much here. Just try to scrape off the excess clay with my fingernails. My hands are going to look absolutely filthy when I'm done with this. I guess I could be wearing gloves, but surprise, surprise, I also forgot to bring my gloves along with the sculpting tools and a bunch of other stuff. Just have to make do. I don't want to stop making stuff just because I miss some of the tools. I would rather just keep moving, keep creating stuff, trying to make like a clay hot dog. Just roll it out and then flatten it on the top. Just making this. What I learned from doing these parts is that it's much better to flatten it out before you apply it, at least in theory. I'm already making a mess of it. Okay, this is going to be super tight. I'm not sure if I can get my fingers down there. I think I will have to use my trusty this part of the wall. I don't think it's going to be. It's not the center of attention, to put it that way. I'm just going to get some in there. I will to see if I can smooth it out a little bit with my little finger. Yeah, it's probably fine. We'll just have to see. And I have to make like a really thin piece to get down in here. I'll just try to push it up with the brush. This would be a lot more easier if I had one of the sculpting tools, but as it turns out, I think this should be fine. Just getting this clay is getting all over the place, especially when you add a little bit of water. Just I have to make sure it doesn't stick too much on the wood parts. If you have any input, questions, or things that I should be doing, feel free to plop it down in the chat. And also, if you like just watching people build or watching me build and talk nonsense, feel free to leave a feel free to follow it. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to build a channel, but it does take time, and it's a lot of just talking into the void sometimes. So any follower is very much appreciated. And tips regarding Twitch or gaming or whatever is very much welcome. I try to keep. I try to always be humble and try to soak up knowledge where I can. Because why not? If you can actually, if you can learn something for free, why not go for it? Okay, I'm very excited for how this is going to look when it's done. I am not entirely sure that the clay thing will work, but in a worst case scenario, I will just slather on a lot of the texture stuff and just cover it with that, and maybe just make some climbing plants if it's really that bad. But hopefully we should be on the correct path here. I use just my nails to scrape it off. Thank you for the follow, Semthist. You're a hero. I appreciate it. My fingers are so dirty from doing this. But yeah, that is one side complete. You can't really see it now because of the black paint and stuff. But if you just give me a second, I will go get I'll go get a house. This is the bottom of like one part of the house. You can stack them on top that I have made, and you can see like the cracks, a lot of tiny cracks and some bigger ones. So that is how it's going to look. I'm going to paint it like in this creamy, ugly, worn out white cream color. It's the same here. Another side, not as big cracks, and you have this side with the windows, like you got some major cracking. I think it looks really cool, and hopefully it will look good on on this house as well. Hopefully the effect will be the same. It should in theory, but sometimes things just go to shit, I guess. Now it's time for more PVA, just to get the clay to stick. Now this side fortunately has bigger areas to work with, so it should be easier to just plump it down instead of doing all the finicky stuff. And like pretty much everything that I have used here is really cheap materials. The bricks are XPS foam. Most of the wood are coffee stir sticks or just balsa wood, and it is really cheap. And it's just PVA wood glue, which costs close to nothing. And the paint is cheap. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I would be surprised if this house costs more than... If it cost $5, I would be almost shocked. I think it's much cheaper than that. The shingles are just cardboard cut up. So it's actually super cheap, and I think it's super easy to make. If I can make it, and anyone can. That is, I am no pro at all. I don't have any crafting background. You're not accusing me of that either, but it's just like, this is really doable for pretty much anyone. The materials are very forgiving in my opinion, and yeah, you can just don't be afraid of messing up, because if you mess up, the materials might have set you back $1 or $2. So it's just your time. But as long as you're having fun and learning stuff, spending time doing hobby, it's the dream in my eyes. It's what I like to do. I also like to play video games and stuff, but I don't get the same satisfaction like as when I'm actually creating stuff. If it's painting or like making terrain, it just gives me like that extra hit of satisfaction, I guess. I'm just adding bits of clay and trying to smooth it out, or just using my nail to scrape off the excess, which is there are not a lot of materials that you can just mold and work with your fingers like clay. It's actually a really nice material to work with, but can't use it for too much, and it also makes the buildings a lot heavier, actually. I couldn't believe it the first time I picked up the house, my first house that I used clay on. I was almost shocked by the weight of it. So much heavier than the usual stuff that is just made out of cardboard and balsa wood and coffee stir sticks and stuff. It's not an issue though. It's not like it's made of lead or anything. It's just ever so slightly heavy, and I was not expecting that. Okay, I think that will... Yeah, it's not perfectly even, but I will just blame that on the medieval carpenter who did not do the job properly. I'm lucky that I have a lot of medieval carpenters and medieval architects to blame for all my mistakes. Which I really need, because I just make a lot of mistakes when I do this. So I'm happy that it's a forgiving hobby. My significant other is into knitting, and sometimes she has like knitted for 4 or 5 hours, and then she discovers like a mistake in the beginning, and she has to like go back and do it all again. And I don't know how she can keep doing it. I would be absolutely devastated. I don't think I would go back to knitting ever again if I had to redo 5 hours of work. I can barely imagine doing 5 minutes of work twice. I just try to embrace my inner Bob Ross and just think of everything as happy accidents. I'm not comparing myself to Bob Ross in talent-wise, of course. He is much better than he was much better at painting than I will ever be at making Warhammer terrain. But that is something I absolutely can live with. It is really weird broadcasting, quote unquote, while I'm creating stuff, because I'm used to just listening to podcasts and other people talk, or music, or audiobooks, or whatever. Just being mindful of actually people spending their time watching me. It's like I feel like I have to give something back, and to try to say something meaningful, or try to explain what I'm doing, which is a big shift in what I'm used to, especially as it's English, as you might have guessed, is not my native tongue. So it's a bit of a struggle sometimes just finding the correct words. But at the same time, streaming something as niche as this in Norwegian would be, well, then I would have absolutely no one watching. I would rather try to build an international audience. Maybe work on my English as well, which I think will just happen naturally, just by talking constantly several times a week. So hopefully I can improve my language and my hobby skills as I go. I also want to make I have some ideas for some graphics, or some be right back screens. I know it doesn't really matter, that's not what people come for, but I want the presentation to improve, to get some maybe some animations and stuff going on if people want to interact with the show. Not that I can do that at the moment, because I'm not an affiliate yet. I need more followers, but I started doing this last week, and yeah, I just have to build it slowly, I guess. Don't think there's a shortcut unless you are someone very famous or really attractive. I guess would also be a way of doing it. But I'm not very famous, and I am not very attractive, or I can say I'm not attractive enough to get a big following on Twitch, unless you really like these pinkish flesh tweezers working clay on screen. If you do, hit me up, and I will be on OnlyFans before you know it. Anything for that dopamine hit, and the money, of course. Let's see if we have. Just need to work it into. Yeah, I'm not anxious, or I'm not really nervous, but I'm very excited and to see how this clay is going to work out on this build. I will be really happy if it turns out like on the other the building that I showed earlier. I'm very happy with that. I do not mind that sort of result. I think it looks more than fine. I like the cracks. MS Terrain Lab, he is much better at it, but he has so much experience, and I think he is the one that came up with the technique. So I will just try working with it, see what I like to do with it and what gives different results. And maybe just, if I can't get it right or the way I want it, I will just maybe reach out to him. He's a really nice guy. By all accounts, he is making, like, he has made some tutorial with videos on YouTube, and he also did an article in 28 magazine with making like a destroyed tower. It's a really cool article, and 28 magazine is a really cool magazine, or it's like an online magazine. So if you haven't checked out 28 magazine yet, I can really recommend you do that. It's like it is kind of artsy, but I don't mind that. I think that's kind of cool. But there's a lot of like miniatures related articles with really good painters and converters and just artists in general, and it is so fascinating. There's so much talent going on. Sometimes I see like people paint or build something online, and I think to myself, okay, with some years of practice, maybe I could do the same. Like there is like maybe at least some hope, or that it's achievable. But some people, what they post and what they create, like art-wise, it just blows me away, and I just realized that I will never be at that level, and I am perfectly fine with that, because it's yeah. I'll just try my best to enjoy myself and make some hobby stuff that I can enjoy, and that my group of friends that I play with would also enjoy, and that hopefully people that check me out online will enjoy, and maybe they can get inspired by something I have made, which I will not take for granted. But that would be, if someone ever reached out and said that I had inspired them, that would be insane in my eyes. It's not something I expect. Okay, so now we have 2 of the big walls all plastered up, and I think I will, yeah, I'm closing in on 2 hours of building, so I think I will do... I really want to get it sprayed as well, but might have to wait until tomorrow. Yeah, let me just at least get some clay on or no, I will leave that with another texture. That way I can have like I have the bricks here, and I have like the wattle and daub stuff here, and I got the wood, and I will leave this with I think I will just add more sand and stuff to it, so it will have like a different kind of look. Yeah, I think that will work. Maybe. Should I add clay? No, I will try a different texture. Also, I didn't plan. That is like one of my main flaws. You see these beams? They don't build out from the wall. So if I add clay, that will build even more, and it will look kind of weird together with the beams. So I think I will have to. I will just have to add texture with sand and wall filler. Sorry, it's getting a bit late here, so the words are not coming as easy as they should. Same as always, I will add a little bit of PVA glue to create a stronger bond between the clay and the wall. I'll try not. If it gets too watery, it doesn't have the same effect. So I will try to put it. Make it a bit thicker and get it kind of sticky like. Like so. Almost done with the glue. Then it's just getting the clay. There are different kind of clays. This one is actually kind of bad, which I explained earlier. It is from what is called, let's see if I can, Søstrene Grene, which is it's at least in Scandinavia. So if you live in Scandinavia, you can get it. It's fairly cheap, and it's bad in a good way, because it cracks, and that is what you want from these kind of buildings. There is other kind of clay that doesn't crack, which is very useful if you want to make something that stays together and doesn't crack, I guess. But that is not what we are doing here today. We are making cracked walls. I'll just add some more. Keep this is just clay that I'm rubbing kind of to make it flat and to even it out and have it fill out the wall. Now the construction is kind of, I wouldn't say flimsy, but it has a lot of give to it, so I'm just a bit afraid that I will make the wall break. I'm just trying to rub it in circles and not be too rough at any one part. Also, I have to. Jesus, this is it's such a mess working with clay, but it's inexpensive and it gives a great result. So I shouldn't be complaining too much. Oh, it is. This one is going to be so uneven. I'm not sure what I did wrong here. I think it's. I didn't prepare the pieces of clay as well as I should have. I guess a little bit of preparation goes a long way. That is something I will hopefully learn as I go with the clay, what kind of amount to use for different sizes of walls. Anyone in chat ever used work with clay? Just any tips or advice would be greatly appreciated. If not, I will just keep on doing what I do, smushing it in. Ow. Add a little bit more. I think I will have to end the stream after this wall. Need to wash up and get home to the family and spend some time with them. I really hope I can get back tomorrow, because I want to prime the bridge and this house and start painting them. It will be so nice to finally have this painted. I can just give you a little glimpse of this is the board I'm working on. Let me see if I can zoom without. Let's see. I've been working on this table for quite a bit. So as you can see, I have two boards or two tiles, and this bridge and this house will go on the third tile. It's going to be pretty damn cool when it's all finished. That's the thing with the terrain, in my experience. It is kind of like it's bigger than the sum of its parts. It's better. I don't know how that saying goes, but hopefully you get the point. Like every single piece doesn't have to be perfect, but when you get them all together, like, it just looks amazing. So the board that so far I'm very proud of. Actually, it's one of my what I would consider my bigger accomplishments is the board so far. It's not a masterpiece by any stretch of the imagination, but it is a big undertaking. It's a big project, and I'm very happy with how it's going so far. And I'm happy that I have been able to keep on keep the motivation up, and just very happy with it so far. Now I have to keep the pace up, or actually increase the pace, if I want to get 2 boards done by September, because the boards I've made have taken me almost like I made one each year, but I didn't really commit much time all year around. I just did it in like spurts. So now I want to keep it up and keep it going, and hopefully get it all done by September. Because there's a big tournament in Norway, in Kristiansand, where I live, and I really want it to be done by then, because there's like not a big part of the tournament, but there is also a Mordheim tournament in addition to the old world and 40k and all that stuff. and we have people from all over the country that come to visit and play. And I would really like to have the board done so we can all, so I can play them on my custom-made board. The Mordheim community in Norway, it's not big, it's kind of tiny, but there are so many great guys playing and creating, painting, all that kind of good stuff. So I can't wait for September. Get to see a lot of my gaming friends again. It's gonna be absolutely fantastic. Having so much fun. So much fun playing. And yeah, just going out for some beers and some food after the tournament. It's yeah, it doesn't get much better than that, in my opinion. Like combining the hobbies with the socials, and even like the competitiveness of the tournament. It is nice to play competitive for a change, even though I don't think Mordheim is really suited for competitive play, but that really doesn't matter. You just have to change your perspective or your expectations going in. Like I honestly, I didn't care if I won or lost the games. My only goal was to have fun. Yeah, that was just my main priority. Just have fun. That was the only thing I was having in mind. And with that attitude or mindset, it was so relaxing. I have never had a tournament be that relaxing. There are quite a lot of games, but when you're just there to have fun and chill out and talk to people and stuff, it wasn't the normal stress of like overthinking tactics or min-maxing every single part of the list. I just made a decision to go full WYSIWYG, like what you see is what you get, which made it so that I didn't have to really make an army list. I could just watch, see what the guys had equipped, and well, that was it. Easy, done. So that was one less thing to worry about. So all in all, it really made for a great experience in my eyes. Just letting go of the competitiveness in my eyes. I haven't had that much fun in a tournament ever. Just relaxing and hanging out with some bros, playing Mordheim. And talking about hobby stuff, and yeah, talking about Mordheim. I brought the two boards that I have finished, and I got so much feedback on it. It really made my weekend. It was yeah. I was very happy. People were so nice. So I feel that I'm on the right track, at least when it comes to what it's looking like so far. But I haven't play tested it at all, and it is kind of scary. But I try to put thoughts into every building, every piece I make. I try to put some gameplay thought into it, which is something that Leif from Devs and Dice, he always stresses that you have to keep, or you don't have to, but you should try to keep playability in mind when you make these pieces, especially when you make boards that you can't change, like mine. all the pieces are glued down. So the only variables I can do are like scatter terrain and scatter terrain and ladders and stuff like that. Okay, so my hands are full of clay, but so is the house. I got all the walls done except for the last one, which will be a real hassle with the windows here, because they are kind of like sticking out because they are supposed to be boarded shut. But I will have to do that tomorrow. That's not spending too much time worrying about it now. It will be fine anyway. I will always just do a quick solution for it. But before I leave you guys today, I would just try to add some cracks here and there. Maybe I think it looks really good when it starts cracking out from the woodwork, in my opinion. So I'll try to. These cracks they really tend to grow, so you have to be kind of careful. So hopefully, when I check this tomorrow, it will look good. I'll just try to branch them a little bit. Okay, well, I can tell you it is not going to be perfect by any stretch, but I think the effects should be pretty decent anyway. I'll try to just make one that goes across here. Yeah, I kind of like the look of that. Maybe make one that goes across like so, and I want one that branches out a little bit. Just want some big cracks around the window, like so. Just add some randos here and there. This one is fresh. Let's see if I can. Trying to make it like almost a branch. It's probably hard to tell by cam, but yeah, you can see it there. Trying to etch it, and the cracks that they will grow. Oh, because there's like a really big one here. I'm not sure what made it, but I'll just keep it. Maybe my fingernail. And if you ever use a hobby knife to do this, it's very important that you clean the knife when you're done. If not, you will. You can make it really dull. Alright, so I think that is it for tonight. Hopefully it will dry and cure and look really awesome tomorrow. And I will prime it, and hopefully I will have time to paint it as well. And I will have to remember to bring some spear tips for all the ornaments on top here. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, please consider following. I will try to get a schedule going about like at least once or twice a week. Just keep building stuff and making progress on the boards. So if you want to watch more of stuff like this, let me zoom the other way. So stuff like this getting built, please follow. I will appreciate it, and you will also be able to catch me making more awesome stuff in the future. So thank you once again, and take care.